$100 million stealth fighter jet, the crown jewel of Western air power, has been stuck in India for nearly 3 weeks. And now it may need to be dismantled and flown out piece by piece on a giant cargo plane.
Will be partially disassembled and then transported back to the UK.
Being dismantled and loaded inside a giant C-17 heavy lift aircraft.
Yes, you heard that right. Britain's F-35B has been stranded in Kerala for nearly 20 days now, and engineers can't get it to fly. Now its wings may be clipped, quite literally. So what went wrong? Did India track this stealth fighter jet before it landed? And should India still even consider buying the troubled F-35? On the 14th of June, a British F-35B from the HMS Prince of Wales carrier strike group was forced to make an emergency landing at Kerala's Thiruvananthapuram airport, where it still remains grounded and has become sort of a tourist attraction and focus of social media memes. Initial reports cited a fuel shortage, but the Indian Air Force's Integrated Air Command and Control System, or the IACCS, was already on alert. It detected the distress signal, tracked the jet, and authorized the emergency landing. That interception alone is being called a milestone in India's growing air surveillance capabilities. The UK government wants the costly fighter jet back and is exploring the option of airlifting the jet on board a C-17 Globemaster transport aircraft. This American-made platform is likely the only heavy-duty aircraft that can ferry the F-35 back to the UK. But still, its wings would need to be dismantled, some parts taken off, and then flown back in pieces. We did a story on this nearly 10 days ago, but since other news media are covering it now, we thought we'll get you additional details. Another team from the United Kingdom consisting of 40 members is expected to arrive in Kerala on the 5th of July to undertake further repairs. Meanwhile, the UK government has reportedly agreed to pay India parking and hangar fees and charges to let the aircraft remain at the airport. This after Britain, in a huge U-turn, decided to let the jet be moved to a private hangar after failed attempts by the engineers to fix the fighter jet on the tarmac. An Indian official on condition of anonymity was quoted in media saying, "The United Kingdom has accepted an offer to move the aircraft to maintenance, repair and overhaul facility at the airport. The aircraft will be moved to the hangar once UK engineering teams arrive with specialist equipment, thereby ensuring there is minimal disruption to scheduled maintenance of other aircraft." Unquote. Earlier, British naval sources revealed that the crown jewel, the F-35B, will not be moved inside any hangar, as Britain may not want others or India to take a closer look at this stealth fighter jet and its protected and confidential technologies. The Royal Navy had declined the airport's offer to allocate hangar space to park this aircraft, thus leaving it and its advanced systems exposed to the elements. As this F-35 fighter jet closes to completing 20 days stay in India, the Kerala Tourism Department has used this opportunity to its own advantage. In a smart marketing move, the Kerala Tourism on the 2nd of July highlighted the state's appeal. In a post on platform X, Kerala Tourism Department shared a post with the caption, "Kerala, the destination you'll never want to leave. Thank you, the Foxy." Unquote. In no time, it became a social media sensation and a quirky promotional asset for Tourism Kerala. Others joined in to share. Now it refuses to start without coconut oil, a nod to Kerala's enduring affection for coconut in its cuisine and culture. During its first week of being stranded in Kerala, it had kick-started this viral meme fest. A viral meme mockingly put up the aircraft for sale, complete with fake auction calls by interested buyers. Another post quipped, "Kerala is now the only state in India that has an F-35 fighter jet." While one more user wrote, "We formed deeply emotional bond with it now. It lives here." Unquote. But what exactly happened? Was it a technical failure, or was it spying and forced to land? Valued at over $100 million, the F-35B represents the short takeoff and vertical landing variant of the Joint Strike Fighter family. The F-35's surprising stopover in India occurred when the jet was diverted to Kerala, identified at its emergency recovery airfield after it was found routinely flying outside India's air defense identification zone. Now remember, the F-35B belonged to the HMS Prince of Wales carrier strike group, which has since moved on and which recently concluded joint naval exercises with Indian Navy in the Arabian Sea region. Now, an emergency was declared by the Indian Air Force's Integrated Air Command and Control System on the 14th of June, which later cleared the British fighter for recovery. IACCS tracked the aircraft's distress signal and authorized the unscheduled landing. Now, the detection is being hailed as a remarkable feat, showcasing India's growing prowess in air surveillance and defense technology. However, the F-35 was also seeking assistance. The Indian Air Force posted on Platform X. A Royal Navy F-35B fighter was recovered following an emergency landing at Thiruvananthapuram International Airport on the night of 14th of June. The Indian Air Force is providing all necessary support for the rectification and subsequent return of the aircraft. However, when the aircraft was allegedly going back, it developed a hydraulic failure and could not fly, as per reports attributed to the Defence Ministry. The British High Commission later issued a statement last week regarding the grounding of its F-35, attributing it to adverse weather conditions to its emergency landing, yet weather is certainly not what is keeping it grounded in Kerala. The statement further noted, prioritizing safety, the aircraft diverted to Thiruvananthapuram International Airport in India, where it landed safely. The aircraft has subsequently developed an engineering issue while on the ground, which precluded its return to the carrier, unquote. This is not the first time the costliest military platform the world has ever seen has been surrounded by controversy.
Capturing an F-35 fighter jet in freefall before slamming to earth in a fiery crash.
F-35 fighter jet that crashed in an Air Force base in Alaska.
In January, an F-35A fighter jet crashed in Alaska at the Eielson Air Force Base during a training mission. The video circulating on social media platforms shows what appears to be the F-35 fighter jet swirling towards the ground before exploding on impact. The crash was followed by a large explosion with fire rising several meters up in the air. The incident, however, has brought renewed attention to the safety standards of the aircraft, as this was the 11th crash of the F-35 manufactured by Lockheed Martin just since 2018. According to figures compiled by Andalou from a database maintained by the Aviation Safety Network. Just a few months back, the Lockheed Martin fighter jet crashed near an airfield in Albuquerque, New Mexico, close to the southern US state's main international airport. Back in 2023, an F-35 fighter jet of the US Marine Corps crashed in the US state of South Carolina. Now remember, there have been several reports published on the jet's critical flaws and deficiencies, which the Pentagon has allegedly attempted to keep under wraps. But the F-35 in the past even draw sharp criticism from the likes of Elon Musk. There have been problems reported in its cockpit pressure regulation system, the F-35's helmet display allegedly making landings challenging, and a narrow electronically scanned array radar. Certainly, its reliability raises questions, but it undoubtedly remains one of the most sophisticated military platforms ever made. But can Indian military track it? Well, such details are confidential and we might never know for sure. Certainly, India will not be disclosing its military capabilities. But since no Pakistani fighter jet has dared to enter Indian airspace in the last 50 years, we can safely assume that the Indian Air Force's capabilities are quite good. Earlier this year, US President Donald Trump made a very public offer to Prime Minister Modi to sell the F-35 to India.
Ultimately provide India with the F-35 stealth fighters.
However, after its Kerala misadventure, do you think the F-35 is still a suitable platform for the Indian Air Force? Leave a comment with your opinion, hit the like button, and subscribe to Inconnect News.